I don't know if you've been following the controversy surrounding recent regulations that have been put forward by the federal government, the Department of Health and Human Services, regarding the kinds of services that will be required to be offered to employees of various companies and institutions when the new healthcare reform takes effect some year or so from now. I hope you've been paying attention to this because it involves what we would call the right of conscience and the freedom to live and practice our faith, which has always been part of the life of this country from the very beginning. The mandates from the Department of Health and Human Services are seen as unjust because they attempt to dictate to religious groups such as the Catholic faith what it is that we should believe and practice, and in a sense try to hem in the ability for us to function with integrity in places where we have always lived and preached the gospel. For example, in hospitals or in universities, Catholic charities, agencies that serve the poor. Particularly in those settings where those who are being served are not necessarily Catholic, they don't necessarily share our religious beliefs, and where we often have employees that are not Catholic but who work very well as our collaborators. The federal government is now trying to mandate that we would cover in the insurance programs for our employees those things which we find to be morally objectionable and objectively wrong, including contraceptives, sterilizations, and the kind of things that are often called contraceptives, but that can cause abortions. This is a very serious attack on our religious liberty, and as you may have heard, the Catholic bishops and so many others in this country are standing up to the current administration to say that we really can't tolerate this. Recently, the president offered what he considered or called an accommodation to try to answer some of the concerns, but it doesn't answer the concerns at all. And it's important that we hold to the fact that we don't need to be accommodated to practice our faith. We have the right to do that, and that's a right that needs to be recognized and respected. We'll all be hearing more about this as those who are experts in the law kind of dissect what's being proposed to see exactly what it is in the details. We don't know all the details yet. But in the meantime, I ask you to pray, to ask the Holy Spirit that we can together see what we are required to do now to defend our faith, and also to pray that we ourselves might become more faithful in following Jesus Christ as his disciples so that we might be a credible witness to our neighbors in this particular issue. God bless you.